In this video we share the prophecy of the three popes from the Visionary Conchita of Garabandal. The story of Our Lady of Mount Carmel of Garabandal began in 1961. 4 girls said they saw the Madonna and Saint Michael the Archangel. It happened in San Sebastián de Garabandal, a territory belonging to the Diocese of Santander, in Spain. It was June 18, 1961, to be precise, and the visions would last until November 13, 1965. The 4 girls who told the facts were Conchita Gonzalez, Maria Dolores Mazón, Loli, Giacinta and Maria Cruz Gonzalez, Cruz. Conchita was the first to notice the vision. Suddenly, she fell to her knees and tilted her head back, as if she were looking very high. After her, the other girls took the same position, in adoration, in ecstasy. It was the Archangel Michael who appeared to them first and 10 times, before announcing the arrival of a special visit, that of the Blessed Virgin Mary of Carmel. Therefore, on July 2, Our Lady made herself visible in San Sebastián de Garabandal with the child Jesus in her arms and invited all those present, through the mouths of the girls, to pray the Holy Rosary together. It was with 2 angels and, above it, the little girls saw an eye, the eye of God looking at the world. People came in droves and many priests too. We have to make many sacrifices, a lot of penance, frequently visit the Blessed Sacrament, but first of all we have to live in a more righteous and holy way. If we don't, the punishment will be upon us. The chalice is already being filled and, if we do not change our lives, a very serious punishment will come upon all of humanity. This is one of the many messages of the Virgin. It was Conchita who began to write down what the vision revealed from time to time. The messages invited conversion, peace, prayer, some revealed prophecies or terrible visions about the end of the world as we know it today. On June 18, 1962, the day of the patronal feast of San Sebastián de Garabandal, many people claim to have had the same vision, a host suspended in the air, next to Conchita's mouth. A camera managed to capture the moment. The apparitions, in those 4 years, were more than 2,000 and took place at different times, even at night. For each apparition, the girls received 3 interior calls, which prepared them to fall to their knees and receive the visions. Someone, even some doctors, tried to tease them, to shake them, during the apparitions, but they did not lose that state of ecstasy for any reason, for anything that could happen around them. Ecstasy transformed them, many have told it, and they became beautiful, seraphic and, at times, remained suspended in the air. After the end of the apparitions, Conchita, Maria Dolores, Maria Cruz and Giacinta dedicated themselves to lives of devotion, while many people, who went to that place, said they had received miracles and healings. Skeptics recall a statement written by Conchita, in the summer of 1961, about a sign that would manifest itself in that place. This has not yet happened, and described in this way, there will not be the slightest doubt that it comes from God. At the Pines, the place of the apparitions, a sign of the miracle will remain forever. It can be filmed on television. In support, however, of the devotion of Our Lady of Mount Carmel of Garabandal, we report the prophecy of the 3 popes, which refers to what Conchita wrote in the summer of 1961. It refers to a dialogue between Conchita and her mother Anacita and is reported in the book Garabandal, The Finger of God by the historian Albrecht Weber. When the news of the death of Pope John XXIII was heard in the town, the small bells of the church announced the death of the Pope in a funeral tone. Conchita went to church with her mother Anacita and with Mrs. Ortiz. They were talking to each other. "The Pope is dead," she said, her mother. Conchita replied, "Ah, the Pope is dead. Then 3 popes remain." So far, nothing in particular. However, returning home, Anacita did not feel at ease and she wanted to know more deeply the thoughts of her daughter of hers, who seemed reserved in the presence of Mrs. Ortiz. At home, alone, fearing a possible mistake by her daughter, her mother questions her, "Where do you know that only 3 popes remain?" Conchita replies, "From the Most Holy Virgin. In fact, she told me that 4 popes would still be coming, but she didn't take into account one of them." Anacita says, "But then, why not take one into account?" Conchita replies, "She did not say it, only she told me that one did not take it into account. However, she told me that she would rule the church for a short time." According to the prophecy, that Pope was John Paul I, who remained in office for only 33 days. After Pope John XXIII, therefore, the four popes would be Paul VI, John Paul I, John Paul II, and Benedict XVI. Apparently, Conchita specified, 3 popes are missing and then comes the end of time, which is not the end of the world. What will happen then? We only know that Pope Benedict XVI, when he was prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, had the entire dossier on the events of Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Garabandal at his disposal. But even earlier, in 1969, he had made these declarations, alluding to a new era for all Christians. From today's crisis, a church will emerge that will have lost a lot. It will become small and will have to start more or less from the beginning. She will no longer be able to inhabit the buildings she built in times of prosperity. With the decrease of its faithful, it will also lose a large part of social privileges. It will be a more spiritual church, which will not assume a political mandate, flirting now with the left and now with the right. It will be poor and will become the church of the indigent. Thank you for supporting my channel. May God bless you and keep you. Our Lady, Queen of Peace, pray for us.